39th verse of the 18th chapter. Yadagre chanubandhe cha sukham mohanamaatmanah nidralasya pramadotham tattamasamudaratam. The last mode, which is of the dullness, tamas, and Sri Krishna describes the happiness of the mode of dullness. He says that happiness which deludes the soul both at the beginning and at the end. Yat agrecha anubandhecha. Agre, beginning. It's interesting to note, dear friends, that this word agre comes in all the three. Satvik Sukh was agre vishamiva, like poison in the beginning, that was how Satvik Sukh. Rajasi Sukh, agre amrutopamam, it was like nectar in the beginning. And Tamsi Sukh is agrecha anubandhecha atmanam mohanam, that happiness which deludes the soul both at the beginning and at the end. Also, nidralasya pramadotham, that happiness which arises from nidra, sleep, alasya, sloth, laziness, and pramada, procrastination or negligence. That is tattamasam udaharutam, that is declared as the nature of dullness. Tamas. This happiness of the mode of dullness is binding to the soul. It not just binds, but it deludes. Atmanam mohanam, in the beginning and at the end both. And where is it generally? What is the source of this tamas happiness? Nidra, alasya and pramad. Nidra is sleep, laziness and procrastination. Let us understand. Nidra by itself is not bad, basically. In our scriptures there are two types of nidras. One is yukta nidra and other is ati nidra. Yukta nidra is, of course there are other types of nidra also, which is yoga nidra, which is compared to samadhi, which is a state of super consciousness. But generally speaking, laymen come into contact with or enjoy the two types of sleep, a yukta nidra or ati nidra. Yukta nidra is, we all are bodies, all said and done, and when we work, the body needs rest, and sleep is the best form of rest that the body can have. Such sleep is not bad. It is not to be criticized because it gives you freshness, it gives you energy to work more, it reduces your stress, so that is helpful, which is called Yukta Nidra. Even in the 6th chapter, 17th verse, Sri Krishna appreciated that. Yuktahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu, yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkhaha. Sri Krishna said that when a person eats at time and in a particular limit, yukta ahara vihara, moving around, activity, that too in limit, yogya, yukta means yogya, proper. So proper eating, proper activity, proper sleeping, yukta swapnavabodhasya, yukta swapna, that is nidra, yogo bhavati dukkhaha. Sri Krishna says such a yoga is instrumental in removing the sufferings in life. So yukta nidra, proper sleep is essential, but what is to be criticized is ati nidra, and that is the sign of tamas, that is the sign of the dullness. In the 14th chapter also, Sri Krishna says, Pramada alasya nidra abhistan. Let us understand this. In the 8th verse of 14th chapter, Sri Krishna said, Pramad alasya nidrabhi tannibadnati bharata. A jivatma, an individual soul, comes into bondage because of these three: Pramad, Alasya and Nidra. And in this verse, the 39th verse of the 18th chapter, Sri Krishna uses these three things. Pramad is procrastination, Alasya is laziness, and Nidra is sleep. But the order is changed. Here it is Nidralasya Pramadotham. What we saw. If you have the book of Bhagavad Gita in your hand, please go to the 8th verse of the 14th chapter, where Sri Krishna says, Pramad alasya nidrabhis tannibadnati bharata. That which binds the soul, Sri Krishna put pramad, procrastination, as the first, alasya, laziness, as the second, and nidra, sleep, as the third. But here in tamas, happiness, which is actually the cause of downfall of an individual, there Sri Krishna puts nidra first, that's the sleep first, laziness second, and pramad the last. The order is exactly reverse. Why it is so? In the 8th verse of the 14th chapter, Sri Krishna is talking about what binds the soul. And in binding, pramad, that is procrastination, is the most important thing. The first one is the first culprit. Second one is alasya, laziness, and third one. But in the downfall, Sri Krishna says nidra is pretty innocent. Sleep is quite innocent, as long as it is yukta nidra. But laziness, well, it is the reason for downfall. And pramad is the worst, procrastination. And what is this pramad? Just to remind you, procrastination is not just postponing things, but not doing the right things and doing wrong things. Please pay attention to this. Procrastination, pramad, is not doing the right things, not doing what we are supposed to do, and doing what we are not supposed to do. There's a beautiful verse in Mahabharata. After the entire war of Mahabharata was over and Duryodhana lost all his 99 brothers in the war of Mahabharata. Ultimately, he was alone, was surviving, and he knew that he had very few moments to live because he was bleeding all over, and he knew that he's not going to live longer. At that time, Sri Krishna comes closer to Duryodhana and asks him, Duryodhana, now at least do you repent? Because Sri Krishna tried to explain Duryodhana so many times that please stop, this war is not good. Krishna even gave offer to Duryodhana that just give 5 villages to Pandavas and I assure you that there won't be a war. But Duryodhana did not budge. At that time, Duryodhana said, Suchagram neva dasyame vinayuddhasya Keshava. O Keshav, O Krishna, without war I will not part with the land equivalent to the tip of a needle. That was how stubborn Duryodhana was at that time. Now when Krishna asks after the war, Duryodhana, do you repent your decision now? And how shamelessly Duryodhana says, no. Janami dharmam nachame pravrutti, janami adharmam nachame nivrutti, kenapi devena hrude sthitena yatha niyuktosmi tatha karomi. Krishna, I know what is right, but I never did it. I always knew what was right. Duryodhana was intelligent enough. He always knew that what was right. But he says, he admitted at the end that I knew what was right, but I never did it. And I also knew, janami adharmam, I knew what I was doing was wrong. It was adharma, but nachame nivrutti, I never stopped myself from it. This is what procrastination is about. Dear friends, in the age of Mahabharata, there was only one Duryodhana. But in this 21st century, all of us are intelligent, all of us are wise, all of us know what is right. But how many of us really do what is right? And whenever someone does something wrong, don't you think he or she does not know that they are doing wrong? know it pretty well. They plan it. This is what procrastination is all about, and it is the main reason for person's downfall. But while doing this, pramad, alasya and nidra, alasya and pramad, laziness, sleep and procrastination, whatever kind of happiness that one feels that he is deriving is that of tamas mode, is that of the mode of dullness, which is actually deluding to the soul both in the beginning and at the end. Tat tamasam udarutam. Let us save ourselves, let us stop ourselves from enjoying these pleasures of dullness or passion, and let us evolve ourselves to the happiness of sattva, goodness. And also let me tell you, even from that goodness, that happiness which is goodness, we have to go beyond, because it is Atma Buddhi Prasadajam. In the 37th verse, Shri Krishna said, Prasadajam. Jam means it is generated, it is created. Whatever is created has to come to an end. So one has to even think of going beyond the sattvic happiness, and which is the realm of divine ecstasy, anand, pure bliss. With this sankalpa, with this resolve, let us move on to the next verse, 40th.